We often assume that millionaires get rich simply because they have a huge salary. But honestly, that's mostly a myth. The reality is, plenty of high earners are just stuck living paycheck to paycheck. You see, building real, lasting wealth, it isn't about the size of your income. It's about the power of your habits. So, let's dive into the 6 simple rules that millionaires actually follow. We're going to start with the real reason people build wealth. Then we'll cover the foundation, spending and investing. After that, we'll get into how they take control, build security, and maybe most importantly, develop the right mindset to make it all stick. And this is really the core idea of this whole explainer. Wealth isn't a product of your salary. It's a product of your systems. It's the consistent, disciplined habits that separate the people who are financially successful from those who are just running on a high-income hamster wheel. Yeah, this slide right here perfectly captures that difference in mindset. Most people think of getting rich as this big race to earn a bigger and bigger paycheck. But millionaires, they see it more like planting a tree, something that grows slowly and powerfully over time, as long as you give it consistent care. And that care starts with the very first rule. And here it is, rule number 1, the absolute bedrock of all wealth building. You have to spend less than you earn. I know, it sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? But it's the one rule that so many people break, and it's the non-negotiable starting point for everything else we're about to discuss. This chart shows it perfectly. In a typical lifestyle, as soon as income goes up, spending goes right up with it, leaving almost no gap. But for millionaires, that gap between earning and spending, that gap is everything. It's not about being cheap, it's about intentionally creating a surplus. That surplus is the raw material you need to build your financial future. So how do they actually create that gap? Well, it all comes down to making intentional choices. They actively resist lifestyle inflation, avoiding debt for a flashy car or a bigger house just to keep up with the Joneses. They prioritize their long-term financial freedom over any kind of short-term appearances. This quote really says it all. For anyone who successfully builds wealth, this isn't just a helpful tip or a suggestion. This is an unbreakable law of personal finance. Okay, so creating that surplus by spending less, that's just the first step. Rule number 2 is all about what you do with that extra money. You have to put it to work. Millionaires understand that saving money is for safety, but investing money, that's for growth. And they do this by putting their money into assets that have the potential to grow over time. We're talking about things like stocks, businesses, or real estate. The key here isn't trying to get rich quick. It's about a patient, consistent, long-term approach that lets their money do the heavy lifting for them. And this right here, this is the secret sauce. This is the force multiplier behind their success. Compound growth. The best way to think about it is like a snowball rolling downhill. It starts off small, but as it keeps rolling, it picks up more and more snow, getting bigger and faster. Your money does the exact same thing. It earns returns, and then those returns start earning their own returns, creating this incredible, unstoppable financial momentum over time. And this really nails the 2 secret ingredients to making that snowball work: time and consistency. The earlier you start planting those seeds, and the more regularly you water them, the more powerful that compounding effect becomes. All right, let's move on to rule number 3, which is all about control. Think about it. You can't steer a ship if you don't even know where it is. People who build wealth don't just cross their fingers and hope for the best. No, they know exactly where every single dollar is going. They track it. And the good news is, it doesn't have to be some complicated system. As you can see here, they just use simple, practical tools, whether it's a basic budget, a spreadsheet, or a finance app. This constant awareness is what gives them the power to find waste, maximize their savings, and invest with a clear purpose. This quote is a fundamental truth, not just in finance, but in business and in life. The moment you start measuring where your money is going, you gain the power to direct it. You stop asking, "Where did my money go?" and you start telling it exactly where to go. Okay, rule number 4 is about building true financial security through diversification. Millionaires understand that relying on a single paycheck from a single job is incredibly risky. So what do? They actively build multiple streams of income. This visual explains it perfectly. For them, income isn't a single pipe. It's more like a network of rivers. Sure, a primary job might be the biggest river, but it's supported by smaller streams from investment returns, maybe some rental income, or a side business. This way, if one stream ever dries up, the others just keep flowing. It provides stability, and it seriously accelerates their financial growth. It's such a simple but powerful idea. Just like you're always told to diversify your investments, you should also be diversifying your income. Our final 2 rules really focus in on that crucial millionaire mindset, because it's not just about playing offense, making and investing money. It's also about playing a strong defense to protect what you have and constantly leveling up your financial skills through learning. Look, life is full of curveballs. An unexpected medical bill, a major car repair, a sudden job loss. Any one of these things can completely derail a financial plan. That's why rule number 5 is to build a strong defense, a dedicated emergency fund. This isn't money you invest. This is your insurance policy against chaos. And the goal here is very specific. The aim is to have 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses saved up in an account you can access easily. This financial cushion provides peace of mind. And maybe more importantly, it prevents you from being forced to sell your long-term investments to cover a short-term crisis. And finally, we have rule number 6. Never, ever stop learning. Millionaires treat financial literacy like a skill that has to be constantly sharpened. They don't just wait for someone to teach them, they become lifelong students of money. They're reading books, finding mentors, studying markets, and learning from every single mistake along the way. So let's bring it all together one last time. Number 1, spend less than you earn. 2, invest the difference regularly. 3, track every dollar. 4, build multiple income streams. 5, have an emergency fund. And 6, never stop learning about money. None of these rules are secret or complicated. There's simple, powerful principles that are available to anyone with the discipline to apply them over and over again. Building a real wealth isn't about one giant leap. It's about a series of small, consistent steps taken day after day. The real power isn't in just knowing these rules, it's in choosing to act on them. So the question I want to leave you with is this: which of these rules will be your first step today?